and you have 10 plus patents.
AI is about it's like teenage romance. Yeah,
Hmm.
in India, I could call it the nibba nibbi pyar.
Yeah.
It's about technology, not about AI. Cost itself for building it, the cost for hosting it, the considering everything,
Hmm.
I bet it won't be less than $50 per seating. It's not about what you personally feel.
Hmm.
It's about whose data are you going to get and what that person feels. So I think governance is it's not just about a red tape. Your life should not be dependent on it.
I was going through your resume actually, and I could see a lot of things. So it was like doing Control F, finding something, Control F, and finding another thing. So a lot of things I could see, and then I went through your LinkedIn as well, and you have 10 plus patents. So let's basically begin from there only because a lot of research oriented things I could see. So what is not mentioned on LinkedIn or your resume? Can we start from there?
Um,
Yes.
yeah. So I'll go with my introduction first. Of course, I'm Anjaneya Turai. I'm currently working as an AI lead at a family law company called FGD, where I head up mostly strategic advisory for AI initiatives, be it RPA, to be it generative AI, to be it conversational AI, everything. And over the last half of a decade, I've lived this industry, be it AI, data science, data analytics, predictive analytics, machine learning, deep learning from you. Um, and it's right from working in this field, studying in this field, consulting across various sectors. I've worked through that's what the reason for me to start inventions, to start my research-based learning approach or research-based you might call it research-based application learning, was because I started working, I think, with autonomous vehicles GmbH,
Okay.
which is a German company. That was my first internship ever,
Okay.
and it started from there where and then I led to a different project where we had to analyze fake news during the
Hmm.
COVID times. And then, luckily, a professor from some university saw that project and approached me saying that there is a ring called Aura Ring, which is being used a lot in the US, and
Hmm.
we are planning to publish a patent where the Aura Ring can now detect COVID-19, coronavirus.
Okay.
Um, and then it started there, and I was like, yeah, sure. I would be interested. But then I was too blank. It was just my first year of my bachelor's.
Hmm.
I didn't know what to do. It was more of refining the data,
Hmm.
getting useful information out, and then putting it in a model. So uh, that's where it started. And then I found the learning approach to be very useful. That's why even today, when a lot of people ask me that how can I study about this particular topic, I'm like, don't go to YouTube, don't go to some Coursera, don't go to Upgrad, go to a training course which will be application based,
Hmm.
which will
Hmm.
be like even when I was learning from you about the deep learning, it was more of application based learning. It was always about, okay, we are learning computer vision today. This is what a tomato looks like. I want you to recognize a potato,
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's always about that, and that always intrigued me in a way. And then eventually my journey started from there. And then now I have patents, I have papers, I have books. But yeah, it all started with application based learning.
Nice, nice. That's wonderful to know. That's if you start application-based learning, that keeps you motivated and you have a purpose to learn. You have purpose to do something. That's really good. As you mentioned that you have been working with legal tech, that is FGD Family Law, and you have also worked with some OTTs. You have worked with healthcare under Stanford, and you have worked on some school safety with fire detection. So a lot of domains you have basically worked into. So, from all of these works, can you share something which is most surprising or most impactful results you have seen from all of different projects?
Yep. Perfect. That's the thing I can talk a lot about.
Hmm.
Um, these days, apart from what I always do about in FGD, apart from that, I spend most of the time also helping companies figuring out how to begin their AI journey. And honestly, that's often the toughest part. It's not what I work, it's about what I consult. Because there is this feeling I've noticed in companies. Some viewers might be familiar with the term called FOMO, which is
Hmm.
fear of missing out.
Yeah.
I have tweaked it a little bit and call it FOMO, which is fear of moving forward. That's what
Okay.
companies are facing nowadays, is what I assume, because AI is massive.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
moving at a bullet train speed.
Yeah.
It's unfamiliar. People don't know
Hmm.
what to do with it, and many companies are just stuck, paralyzed by choices. They're overwhelmed with options because there's ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude. They don't know what to use, how to use,
Yeah.
and they've got half of a dozen of vendors who
Hmm.
are pitching proof of concepts to them, saying
Yeah.
that oh, this will help you. You can make a personalized AI for
Hmm.
your
Hmm.
company and your personalized chatbot for your company. And I have been to such companies who have been under those vendors. And so whenever I go, I do a thing called dwarf test. This is my
Hmm.
test. And people, vendors normally say that, oh, your data is secure.
Hmm.
Whatever you, so there's this company I went through last month, and they asked me, we are using this chatbot and it's completely on our servers, which made me a bit because it was not an IT company. It's
Hmm.
rare that they will invest that amount of money just to build their own server and host
Hmm.
a whole new large language model on their server.
Yeah.
So I was like, sure, can I do a quick test, which
Hmm.
I called a dwarf test, as I said.
Okay.
I
Hmm.
just type in uh, who are the seven dwarfs of Snow White.
Okay.
That's nowhere mentioned
Hmm.
in the knowledge base. Uh,
Hmm.
let's say if it's a shoe company, they won't
Hmm.
have this information, right?
Yeah.
And it should not give me an output, but
Hmm.
it gave, because eventually it's still connected to an API and all of your information is
Uh-huh.
still going eventually
Yeah.
back to learning. So
Hmm.
there comes in ethics, there comes in all of that stuff. So working in multiple sectors, I've understood that every sector has its own way of dealing with how they adapt AI, but
Hmm.
still a lot of organizations don't know how to use it the right way. I was in a talk with Simon Chris. He is the top voice of AI in Australia. Uh,
Okay.
he he recently told me something funny, which I would like to share.
Hmm.
Uh, he said AI is about it's like teenage romance. Yeah,
Hmm.
in India, I could call it the nibba nibbi pyar.
Yeah.
It's more of that everyone thinks that they are doing it right. Everyone is talking about it, and everyone thinks the other party is doing so that other person is doing so. Even I should do it. But uh, in reality, very few do it, and whoever
Hmm.
are doing it, half of them think that they're doing it the right way, but it's actually the wrong way.
Hmm. Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know
Hmm. Hmm.
so that's where I come in. I help the companies cut through the hype. I tell them, no, 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 it's not because everyone is using, you have to use AI. If
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
think RPA is working for you, go for it.
Yeah.
It's about technology, not about AI.
Correct. Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
think that's where a lot of companies lie through. And talking about, let's say this company FGD.
Hmm. Hmm.
Here we are working on when I was hired as an AI lead. My first project was, whenever a client comes,
Yeah.
they have to fill like a intake form,
Okay.
which where they'll tell that,
Hmm.
example, they're here for a divorce. you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
the client comes in, they write about everything, this happened, that happened, all of that,
Hmm. Hmm.
and this is my property, these are my children, this is my details,
Hmm.
my bank balance, everything.
Hmm.
Now, what what they wanted to do is take all of this information
Hmm.
and create a will, a
Okay.
will or a divorce statement or a
Okay.
BFA document, be it whatever.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that entire process, when I was hired, they were like, "Let's go. We want to do it with a generative AI. We
Hmm.
want to use
Hmm.
AI."
Hmm. Hmm.
But sorry, but when I joined in, it was I told them it's not necessary.
Hmm. Hmm.
Whatever data we get can be stored in a database,
Hmm.
and it's
Hmm.
just an RPA process where you create template and you fill in all the details. You
Right.
don't need a
Right.
generational AI, a
Hmm.
generative AI. You don't need conversational AI. You don't need any kind of AI
Hmm.
particularly to
Hmm.
do
Hmm.
this particular task.
Right. Right.
So
Hmm.
I think that's where even if you work with 10 different industries, 10 different
Hmm.
sectors,
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
thousand companies, of course, big companies, MNCs, mango companies, they know how to do it. But
Right.
the companies which are startups, mid-scale
Hmm.
companies, they need to
Hmm.
know that it's not a race. It's not
Yeah.
necessary that you have to be a part of it.
Hmm.
But apart from industries, it's just that you need an AI person in your company
Hmm.
to tell
Hmm.
you, or at least a consultant, be it a chief technical officer, be it advisor, be it a part of a board of director in your company.
Yeah.
But you need that person to tell you that what is important and what is not.
Hmm. Hmm. Nice. Nice.
That's my
Nice.
take on it.
Yeah, as you entered into FGD and you have been working with them, so I have a question that how AI is changing the way legal professionals work. So do you have some idea on this particular
Yep,
domain? Yeah.
definitely. I mean, before, uh, so back in the days, I'll tell you how the turnaround time has changed.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the days, let's see, day one, the client comes in. The client has been given a form and said that, okay, you have to fill everything in this, whatever
Mm-hmm.
is applicable. The client goes in, fills the form, be like, okay, my name, my property details, whatever I told earlier. Then that
Mm-hmm.
entire form comes back to the lawyer. Then there is a pod. A pod is basically a pool of lawyers. So it's
Okay.
just not one lawyer working on your case. It will be two or three lawyers working on your case, just for a
Mm-hmm.
different perspective.
Okay.
So let's say if these three lawyers read through the intake form, they see, okay, this is the case. I've understood everything. They talk among
Mm-hmm.
themselves. Now these lawyers start creating, let's say, a will or a
Mm-hmm.
binding financial agreement. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that's when the process starts. Until now, it was just about understanding the client, which
Mm-hmm.
took around what 3 4 days, and now is the part where we'll have to sit and write about the financial agreement. This
Mm-hmm.
will take again a few more 4 to 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mm-hmm.
let's bring technology in this. I won't say let's bring AI in this, but I would say let's bring technology in this. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What has changed now is the turnaround time for the 3 4 days initial for client understanding has changed,
Mm-hmm.
because when the client fills the form,
Mm-hmm.
it's now put in a chat GPT
Mm-hmm.
or a generative AI
Okay.
model, where the
Mm.
model basically summarizes the entire intake form and
Okay.
gives you, okay, this is the case,
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
is the sections that might apply,
Hmm. Hmm.
and blah, blah, blah. Now the lawyer doesn't have to go through the entire intake form, but just
Hmm.
has to
Hmm.
go through the one page summary. So
Okay. Okay.
that's one. And then the other three lawyers can now sit with that summary.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
while creating that financial agreement, they
Hmm.
can
Hmm.
again be like, okay, these are the details of the intake form. This is the template of the
Hmm. Hmm.
financial agreement. Fill it in. Chick, 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 zip, zop.
Hmm.
Done.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
That's where the turnaround time from 10 days have come down to 3 to 4 days. It's
Hmm.
almost
Hmm.
50%. So that's where the legal industry is now understanding the use of AI, because back in the days, even now, I mean, a lot of legal companies think that putting their client information to ChatGPT is okay, which I personally am not a big
Hmm.
fan of.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
be it any, it's not just ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Sorry, be it any large language model
Hmm.
which is publicly available. I'm not a big fan of doing that. Um, you might just build your own large language model, or there are multiple vendors who
Mhm.
are giving out services
Mhm.
where you can set up your own large language model. You can have your server on an AWS server, be it Azure, whatever.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
set it up.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but I'm not a, or you can just, shadow what are the um, sensitive information and
Mhm.
then
Mhm.
send it to ChatGPT. But again, law field is it's a bit hectic,
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
clients
Mhm.
after one after other.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it becomes a bit difficult for the even the lawyer to or the solicitor to just sit and shadow everything, then send it to ChatGPT, whatever it's a process. So that's where
Yeah.
I think again ethics comes into picture. So
Mhm.
that's where governance should be a major deal in all of this, in wherever, especially when sensitive information is being considered.
All right. All right. Yeah.
Hmm.
I've also seen that you have used LLMs as your functions. So, when it comes to deploying AI at a scale, maybe massive scale, so what are the kind of challenges that technically a team or an individual can face, which normally is not spoken much about, and people are not aware when deploying at scale.
Um, I would say it's whenever we are planning to deploy your own language model, be it
Hmm.
large language, be it a medium language model. Um, I particularly see that there is no technical aspect to it. You
Hmm.
don't if you feel that, oh, I don't I'm not able to design a prompt, just
Hmm.
get someone from a freelancer. Just get a freelancer who can do it for you.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
technical aspect is never the problem. I think the problem which the industry is facing in order to build your own language model is number one, money.
Hmm.
If
Hmm.
people try to invest, they first hire a lot of people and then say that, okay, I have to build a large language model. These set of people don't know what they're doing. They try to build it, but they fail. As I said, they fail the dot test. They fail a lot of other. They fail in a lot of other factors, and
Hmm.
eventually they find out that now this is just not worth it. You
Yeah.
know,
Hmm.
because when I say cost is involved, that means, see, I'll be really honest. So, um, there is a company here in Australia which offers language models which are open source. They have their own servers.
Hmm.
They give it for around $14 per seat,
Okay.
while ChatGPT is offering somewhere around $30 per seat.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, Trust me, if we have to build a language model from scratch,
Hmm. Hmm.
if the cost itself for building it, the cost for hosting it, the considering everything,
Hmm. Hmm.
I bet it won't be less than $50 per seating.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right?
Hmm. Yeah.
You either have to have a whole new hardware for yourself.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
again going to be expensive.
Right.
So I think in order to know or order to build a large language model, you first have to sit for months. Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
do not touch your laptop at all. Don't even write a single piece of code. Just
Hmm.
have everything on a blackboard. Just be as stone age as possible.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
take a blackboard, take a chalk, take a whiteboard, take a marker. Uh, Sit with pen and paper. Just write stuff and see that what's the budget, how
Hmm.
much is it
Hmm.
going to cost us? Is it even worth it? What is the use case? So if you do all of that and eventually you figure out that no, I mean, ChatGPT is cheaper,
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
go for
Hmm.
it. You use that, yeah. But if you think that you have a trade-off between security and your money, then go
Hmm.
for your building your own language model. So I think that's where that's what is the deal right now. But if you ever have to host a new language model, I would
Hmm.
say
Hmm.
go for open source models. There are
Can you name
multiple
some?
open source models.
Yeah. Can
There are
you?
DeepSeek,
Hmm.
the number one model which is being used nowadays.
Hmm.
You can use DeepSeek, and even this Tooth Fairy AI which I'm talking about.
Hmm. Hmm.
The reason they're offering it so cheap is because they are using open source models only.
Okay.
They're
Hmm.
not
Hmm.
they're not using ChatGPT. They're not using Claude, they're not using Perplexity. None of the models which are paid, just
Hmm.
open source. So that makes it easier.
Nice, nice. And you have also worked on ethical AI. I could see on mental health support,
Mhm.
which is again noble cause and again not an easy, complex area to work upon.
Mhm.
So, and you have been basically throwing some light on the ethics as well in the couple of examples you gave. So now let me come to the point. So what are the key ethical dilemmas you face when you work on real world AI systems? So ethical dilemmas, I would like to listen.
Mhm. So I think it the way ethics is considered in technology, in companies in AI is very different in India and here in Australia. It's very different. In India, when I was back when I was working in Z5, I don't know if I should say this out loud, but it's pretty obvious. Um, every OTT app will track each and every moment whatever you do on the app. You
Okay.
scroll once, it
Hmm.
knows that you've scrolled. You
Hmm.
open a certain a movie, but you don't watch it. It still knows that you've at least seen opened that movie, but you
Hmm.
haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It knows everything. Here in Australia, if there is an OTT platform, it's not the same.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Everything
Hmm.
has to go through a certain litigation, everything has to go through a certain process so that
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
data can be recorded. So you reminded me about my time working with SAID. That
Hmm.
was when I was working with MDAP, which is University of Melbourne's research programs.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, so there is this company called SANE.
Hmm.
It's basically Facebook for people
Hmm.
suffering with mental health issues.
Okay. Okay.
They share their experiences and they share their traumas,
What's the
be it
platform name?
solution.
What is the platform name?
It's sane, SANE,
SALE. Okay.
SANE, N
Okay.
for
Sane.
nest.
Sane. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
SANE. Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's mostly it's basically Facebook for people suffering from mental health issues.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And I think personally, it's a very good, great platform if well, not a lot of people are open about sharing their experiences, especially when it comes to mental health issues.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I think the first thing where my project was particularly on
Hmm.
that we
Hmm.
had to build a recommendation system. For example, if I say that I am suffering from ADHD,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know, and I write this post and I submit it, all of my next posts should be about ADHD, should be about solutions, what other people are doing. I should be categorized into an ADHD platform, ADHD section. Now, in order to do that, you need data.
Hmm.
Number one,
Hmm. Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
the basic. You need data.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
if I was back in India or if I was the owner, I would have just been like, "Yeah, okay, just take the data. It's for people's good.
Hmm. Hmm.
You will have the customer will have a leveraged experience."
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
no, there are rules. You just can't take users' data
Okay.
to just train your model,
Hmm. Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So what we did is that we put out a survey.
Hmm.
We made 50 people at least fill in the survey and give their consent that okay,
Okay.
it's okay if they take 50 of our comments,
Hmm. Hmm.
50 of our posts. But again, 50 is a very less
Yeah.
amount
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
data for
Hmm.
training the model. So what we did is we started creating synthetic data.
Okay.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
by synthetic data, I mean we take a particular post by a user.
Hmm.
We see all the statistics, we see all the characteristics of the post, and create and ask the language model to generate a
Hmm.
few more of these kind of
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
posts. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm. Right.
so
Right.
so so consider even if from one post we get 10 different posts.
Yeah.
Now from the
Hmm.
50 we have a lot of points
Hmm.
we can cover in the data base
Yeah.
and then train the model. So this is where ethics comes in.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
it was an option that we could have just used it. Nobody's gonna
Hmm.
know. It's for
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
user's perspective, and
Yeah.
it's not that we are going to use it for. for some other means. We're not
Hmm.
going to
Hmm.
sell the data. We're not going to leverage the data by
Hmm.
any
Hmm.
mean.
Yeah.
It's just for the enhanced user experience. But
Hmm.
no,
Hmm.
it's a trade-off. That's where ethics is always a bit tricky. You feel that, oh, you're doing the right thing,
Hmm.
but
Hmm. Hmm.
it's not about what you personally feel.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's about whose data are you going to get and what that person feels.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Hmm.
and that's where I think more new regulations should be inculcated. I personally feel that there should be now is a high time that there is a department of AI
Hmm. Hmm.
introduced in a lot of countries as a
Okay.
ministry,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that particular ministry decides that how the AI can be regulated, what all
Hmm.
data
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
being
Right.
used for its training and what all data is not being used for the training. That needs to be done.
Okay. Okay. As you talk about the platform sane.org, I could see that. So, a question which comes to my mind is, can we really teach AI to be empathetic? Like, because this is the domain of mental health we were talking about, or we are just simulating, it to be empathetic.
Mhm. Um, yeah, I mean, I- so I've been asked this question a lot.
Hmm.
Like for an icebreaker, even I say that if there is one human trait I
Hmm.
could give AI, would be sarcasm. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, it would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I personally feel that no, the answer is no for the question that
Hmm. Hmm.
it can't be empathetic. It can't generate its own feelings, but again, it's all the same, If I say that, oh, my dog died, it'll it won't say that, oh, congratulations. It'll always be, oh, I'm so sorry to hear. Please let me know if you want to hear more about
Hmm.
talk more
Hmm.
about this.
Hmm.
I'm all ears. It'll try to mimic human
Hmm. Hmm.
trait,
Yeah.
which is empathy, which we have, which we generate. But
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, as we have trained the model now well enough, the model has been known through billions, trillions of data points about empathy, just about empathy, and it knows what to answer. So it's doing its best job to mimic the human trait of empathy. But no, it can't. It will never ever generate empathy on its own, is what I assume. Because
Hmm.
um, I mean, for us, for a, it actually depends, See, for me,
Hmm. Hmm.
if someone asks me that how are you empathetic, I will say it's because of my brain. My
Hmm.
brain
Hmm.
again is being trained on because of my parents, because of my friends, because of my teachers, because of my people around me, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
if I say that I have been trained to empathize,
Hmm.
then why
Hmm.
is it wrong if I say that AI has also been trained to empathize,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, like AI is not having heart to, have those kind of feelings. AI can be more logical, I believe, rather
Exactly.
than emotional. It can mimic
Exactly.
emotions through very complex logics, I believe. Okay.
Exactly. Like I'll give you a case where we even in this law industry as well, we were just playing through it, and we were like, this is the case,
Mm-hmm.
and the the model forgot to capture that the
Mm.
client actually had two children, out of
Okay.
which one had died in an accident.
Oh.
The model didn't click that. It's like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay, born in this date. I don't care the
Mm-hmm.
day of death. I just care about the
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
place, the date of birth.
Mm.
So by the end of the document, it was like when we were reading through the document, we found out that the one of the property was declared to the son who was not even alive.
Oh.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's where AI has to be monitored.
Mm-hmm.
That's where AI forgets to be empathetic. Uh, And even if we tell them that, oh, the child is no more, it will be like, okay, changing through the document. It will never be like, if you go to the lawyer, I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't notice, I'm extremely apologetic. But the model will be like, okay, passing through the document again, this is the new version. It it won't be empathetic in that particular case, it'll be empathetic when we ask it to be empathetic, or when the conversation is just about the AI being empathetic.
Right,
So
right. Yeah.
that's
Hmm.
that's another layer to it.
Okay, so we have deep fake and we have fake news. So, what do you think? Like humans, will AI also require some sort of therapies?
Oh, definitely. I think AI definitely needs some therapy, even today. I'll
Hmm.
tell you why. Because there has been a lot of cases where people have been reporting that AI has been a bit sarcastic to them. The AI
Hmm.
has been a bit abusive to them.
Hmm.
The AI has been a lot. When I ask when I'm asking the same thing again and again and still
Hmm.
giving the same thing, people tend to get angry. That's one thing. Another, in the ethics section,
Hmm.
where
Hmm.
when let's say if we are talking, we both of us are humans. If
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain, if you're trying to explain me something and I'm like, no, I didn't understand, can you please explain it again?
Hmm.
Just you'll be like, okay, you'll change your approach. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'll be like, no, it's still, I didn't understand it. You'll again change your approach.
Hmm.
You'll try and go through the same loop.
Hmm. Hmm.
You will never tell me that, oh, you're this, you're that. You'll start cursing me and be like, no, you're
Hmm.
stupid. You
Hmm.
don't know
Hmm.
this. You can't ever learn. You know, that's what is changed now. I
Hmm.
In a recent study, it was showed that people have started cursing AI a
Okay.
lot
Hmm.
because they know that they're not going to get, they feel dominance.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
They feel that, okay, I can curse it because
Hmm.
then it will understand I'm angry.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to do that. Because of us doing that, AI has learned all of that.
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
it's all about what you sow, so shall you reap. You know,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
it's um I have again in that study, I saw that AI is being sarcastic, and all of that was just because a lot of people were being sarcastic, a lot of people were being arrogant, a lot of
Hmm.
people
Hmm.
were being rude. So that's what the model learned, and it thought that, okay, if majority people are being this, I think that's the way to go for it. So
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
when I
Hmm.
think AI needs therapy,
Yeah.
where the AI engineers have to go back, erase all of that, and be like, no, 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 this is not what you have to learn,
Hmm. Hmm.
or
Hmm.
put up a filter in between, and be like, no, this is not what you should learn. You're a good boy,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Hmm.
don't listen to them. So I think that's the part which where I think AI definitely needs therapy, and it should not be a therapy where it's just a month. It should be every day.
Hmm.
There
Hmm.
should be
Hmm.
just a person sitting there to not to manually do it, but also uh, also tell the model that no, this is the right thing and this is the wrong thing, because it doesn't have any consciousness.
Correct. Correct. Right. Right. Like you have also worked on OLTP, OLAP, enterprise systems. So if we see like lot of governance is there. So if I talk about AI governance, so what kind of AI governance frameworks do you think? You had thrown some light on it in between, I think. Yeah, but here to be more focused on this particular part. So what kind of AI governance frameworks should organizations put in place?
Right. So I think governance is it's not just about a red tape. It's
Mm-hmm,
more about trust. It's
mm-hmm,
about transparency, and making sure that
mm-hmm,
the AI doesn't show up in the code.
mm-hmm,
Tomorrow, because be it literally or metaphorically nowadays. But
mm-hmm,
I often guide companies through setting up AI centers. That one that let's say one media firm had 12 ongoing AI projects. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
have any documentation, they didn't have any reproducibility, and they definitely didn't have any ethical framework set up.
Mm-hmm.
So I stepped in to help them. Uh, my first steps whenever such thing happens is I set up a clear documentation model. I tell
Mm-hmm.
them that, see, this is the current, this is how big companies are doing it. This is how
Mm-hmm.
the standard is. This is what the government wants you to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what you have been doing. Like
Mm-hmm.
model cards. This, and this. Yeah. And then I tried to create a use
Mm-hmm.
case matrix with the business value that can include your risk, it can include your societal impact scores. By that, what I mean is during my Six Sigma learning, I also found out that it's very important to know that who are you benefiting out after your product is being developed. If
Mm-hmm.
it has a societal impact, you should definitely consider having ethics,
Mm-hmm.
um, having governance in
Mm-hmm.
place in your company. And most of the people think that, oh, ethics and governance is all about, after the product has been developed, after it has been through the testing phase. Now we are almost on the production. We
Mm-hmm.
can now call in an ethics expert or a governance expert and or a security expert and do all
Mm-hmm.
of the security checks and finish it off. Trust me, it's
Mm-hmm.
not the case.
Yeah.
In a company I used to work, which was
Mm.
very close to a defense industry,
Okay.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
they built a model. Everything was built,
Mm-hmm.
and when I came there for a security check, for a government check, I found out, even the other company found out that there were multiple, libraries from
Mm-hmm.
Python libraries which were imported from GitHub, which did not have any license. So if
Okay. Mm-hmm.
tomorrow, if that GitHub library shuts down, or if
Mm-hmm.
that gets hacked, or if that library or anything of such happens, my
Mm-hmm.
code is in danger.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
entire database is in danger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
that's when I say that it's a process from the start, but
Yeah.
not in the end. Is
Mm-hmm.
this? There should
Correct.
be
Correct.
one person in charge of, whenever you try to inculcate something new, call that person
Mm-hmm.
up and say that, okay, this is what we've done. Just give it
Mm-hmm.
a quick check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's when that comes in. It's also important to implement regular audits,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're using open source tools. And
Yeah. Mm.
and I get if multiple companies are using open source tools because
Mm.
they're free. It's
Mm.
just that it needs to be audited before you're putting it in production.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Um, and and you have to form like a responsible. And again, as I said, currently the world needs a responsible AI council.
Mm-hmm.
With members from tech who have a lot of knowledge about AI,
Mm.
about training and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
They need legal people, they need HR people. This combination will definitely help in all of such things happening in future, because if a company tomorrow decides that, no, I have all the access in the world. I have heard people using, I don't know how true is that, but then I've
Mm-hmm.
heard people using chat GPT or any large language model to
Mm-hmm.
build council, you know, what do you call it, budgeting letters.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that
Mm.
includes all of the data of the council, all of the data of the
Yeah.
city, all of the data of the country.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right.
Mm.
That's just
Correct.
not right. So it just takes a minute to transform confidence to chaos.
Yeah. Correct. Correct.
So people have moved faster
Mm-hmm.
because they had a map and they thought
Mm-hmm.
that they were wearing seat belts. But
Mm-hmm.
no, you should always have a roadmap with you. You should
Mm-hmm.
always wear a seat belt, and to ensure that you're doing it, you need a person who is who knows about governance, ethics, and AI.
All right, all right. So now
Right.
let's have some quick questions, and
Mm.
whatever comes to your mind first, you can answer on that. Okay. So the first question is one tech you believe is overhyped right now.
ChatGPT, definitely. Or or to be honest, I would say it's Copilot.
Okay.
Um, uh, too hyped, and a lot of people are trying to. I've seen people just migrate from AWS to Azure, from
Hmm.
Snowflake to Azure. Snowflake personally is my favorite cloud
Hmm.
platform.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but I've seen people just shift from that to Azure so that they can get uh, Azure like the Copilot benefit.
Okay.
Is I
Hmm.
feel is just overhyped.
Okay. One AI use case you wish someone would build.
Hmm. I think that there should be an AI where you put your use case, you put your you put every company detail of yours, and now that AI knows about your company entirely, and then you be like, okay, now I want a chatbot which can help my HR to, whenever if a person comes and asks,
Hmm.
oh, I need a holiday, which form to
Hmm.
fill, my
Hmm.
HR doesn't have to do it, my chatbot can do it. So
Nice. Hmm.
that technology is missing,
Hmm. Hmm.
because still there is a human intervention needed.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
think if there is an AI, where you could just put all of the company's details, information, every single thing,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then you ask it to create stuff, it should just create and give it to you.
All right. All right. Okay. GPT or Bird?
Oh, difficult choice, but GPT.
Okay. Okay. So if you had to pitch an idea to Elon Musk in 30 seconds, what would it be?
Um, I would say number one, I I would ask Elon Musk to first have a good ethics team, have a good governance team, and if whenever we type up a response,
Hmm.
and whenever ChatGPT gives out any kind of output, I would ask Grok to do the same. I would ask it to basically tell me that what all information had been processed in order
Hmm.
to get this information. For example, what exactly in the database has been parsed, have been searched,
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
been might not be useful for a lot of people, but for whoever it concerns,
Yeah.
uh,
Transparency,
they can
basically. Hmm.
exactly. So
Hmm.
there should
Hmm.
be a lot of transparency currently, which is missing
Hmm. Hmm.
in a lot of AI platforms.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Because I feel that AI in the future, it's going to be like an invisible layer in all of the
Hmm.
other products.
Yeah.
Right now, Spotify is using it.
Hmm.
Every
Hmm.
single app you go right
Hmm.
now
Hmm. Hmm.
says that powered with AI,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I, as a user, should know what do you mean when you say that you're powered with AI.
Hmm.
What
Hmm. Hmm.
information are you taking from me in order to tell me or suggest me about a few things?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
whose
Hmm.
information are you taking?
Correct. Correct.
Right?
Yes.
That's more about it.
Okay. Last question in the rapid fire. So, if your AI predict your own future, what would it say? A billionaire founder or a global AI ethics czar?
I would say the global ethics AI czar,
Okay.
because yeah, because I'm not much of a build. I'm not much of a. I don't have a lot of patience, to be very fair.
Mhm.
Um, if I'm invested in something, I want to get done with it as soon as possible.
Okay.
Um, and I like to make things fast paced. Um, I don't want to sit with because I've heard from a lot of entrepreneurs that you need to handle the business for a year and then the business takes care of you. So I'm not that patient enough to handle my own business. So
All right, all right. So
Yeah,
probably more than a year, basically.
yeah.
Okay, uh, fine. So now let's come to the closer part of it. So, what advice would you give to the younger ones, the young AI enthusiasts who would want to build solutions which are, we'll say, not just smart but also ethical? You mentioned a lot about those things. So, what kind of advices would you like to give to the younger ones?
Mhm. Um, I see to anyone who is starting out in AI,
Hmm.
I would say start with curiosity,
Yeah.
stay
Hmm.
grounded in ethics because I
Hmm.
feel
Hmm.
ethics is going to be a big deal in the future.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
don't get too dazzled by the hype. It's
Hmm.
trust me, you can go and ask a chief technology officer
Hmm. Hmm.
from a very big company. He'll still say the same. Even if you go and ask some chief AI engineer that, oh,
Hmm.
excuse me, what are you doing? He'll tell
Hmm.
you that, oh, we are doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this, we're doing that. Will
Hmm. Hmm.
finally boil down to one single thing, that either they are using generative AI or
Hmm.
conversational AI or just predictive AI, or narrow AI, whatever.
Hmm. Hmm.
It'll just be bucketed to a few things. So don't get dazzled too much by the hype, I would say. And it's AI is always like a team sport. So it's about context, it's
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
collaboration, it's about culture, rather than you just sitting alone and coding. It's multiple people with multiple mindset coming up and building an AI model. So if you
Hmm.
think that, oh, I'm unable to build an AI model, I don't know anything about AI, don't feel that,
Hmm.
because what right now you might be doing is just understanding the basics of machine learning or understanding what is deep learning. Eventually, you will find out that, oh, it's all the same. It's
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
good version of machine learning is deep learning. A better version of deep learning is AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
that's what I would see. I saw it as when I was just in my bachelor's.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, and then if you're a student, learn to ask good questions.
Yeah.
That definitely help. Be it as stupid as what is a circular
Hmm.
linked list, what is a
Hmm.
what is a list, what is a
Hmm.
data table. Ask any
Hmm.
single question, whatever you have, so that
Yeah.
your basics are strengthened. If your
Correct.
basics are weak, trust me, AI and all of that is not going to happen.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and if you're a leader, if you're an entrepreneur investing in AI, and all of that, keep yourself literate about what's going on. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm. Hmm.
we see that what other organizations are doing, but don't see it as a competition.
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
because your competitor is using AI doesn't mean that he's using it for the right thing. I
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
seen people coming to me just because, oh, my other competitor is using AI. And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, what are they using it for? I don't know, but they're using AI. I'm like, okay. I wrote a mail to the other company and like, I would like to know what else stuff you're doing with AI. They're like, oh, we have a chatbot where if people have to, the same thing, if people have to book for a holiday or
Hmm.
people
Hmm.
have to apply for a holiday or employees, they just have to write in and it'll give you basically a link where the form is. I'm
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
do you really want to invest this many dollars or this many rupees
Hmm.
to build your own language chatbot, or
Hmm.
rather just
Hmm.
ask your HR to do it?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
You're
Hmm.
already paying that person.
Yeah.
So it's about that. And
Hmm.
if you're a builder, if you're an AI engineer, or if you're
Hmm. Hmm.
a person who is already in this field,
Hmm. Hmm.
always
Hmm.
keep a human in loop.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Hmm. Hmm.
definitely makes sense because
Hmm.
and that human should not be you, of course,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
whatever you think might be right for you, you
Yeah.
need to
Hmm.
consider multiple perspectives so
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
you have a broadened vision.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
as for me, my next steps about scaling
Hmm.
impact. So would be I'm personally working on a reusable framework for
Okay.
responsible AI adoption.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
maybe if I'm trying to implement in multiple companies wherever
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
go,
Hmm.
wherever
Hmm.
I feel that this company has come to me for consultancy. I
Hmm.
tell
Hmm.
them that this is my framework.
Yeah.
Um, this is what will help you in building from scratch to production,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Hmm.
also considering ethics,
Yeah.
be
Hmm.
every single part of AI development.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
by so that by the end of the day, companies don't feel overwhelmed. You know,
Hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
and again, don't have the FOMO,
Hmm. Hmm.
don't have fear of moving forward. I understand that's completely natural, and because the truth is AI is coming.
Hmm.
The AI, a lot of people think, oh, AI is coming. AI isn't coming. AI is already there.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Let's make sure that it arrives responsibly. You whenever
Correct.
you try
Correct.
to bring it to your home, to your organization, to your lifestyle, bring
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
responsibly. Yeah, and
All right. Yeah.
yeah, I
Hmm.
mean that's what I have to say.
Okay. Okay. Yes. So just the last thing, you have already published over 10 patents, and I could see that across three continents. So now what next? Like, is it like the AI would write its own patents now?
Can be, definitely can be. I mean, why not? People have been using AI to generate ideas.
Hmm.
People have been. I have seen whenever in a company I went for a consultancy where
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
were just sitting around the table, and they were like, yeah, yeah, sure, sure. What's your idea on it? And I was like, yeah, why
Hmm.
not you do this? Okay, wait,
Hmm.
enter. And then they're like, okay, ChatGPT says that you're right. So that has
Acha.
changed. So,
Ha, ha,
so
ha.
that has changed.
Hmm.
People
Hmm.
have been cross-checking ideas.
Hmm.
People
Hmm.
have been using it as a tool, and I think that's what it should be. You,
Yeah.
you, your life should not be dependent on it. Just treat it as
Hmm.
another form of Google, another
Yeah.
form of a search engine, and you should be right on it. I mean, especially for students.
Hmm. Hmm.
Back when we were learning, we didn't have ChatGPT.
Correct.
Right now we might feel that, oh, AI is helping us doing our assignments. It's all good, doesn't matter.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Hmm.
eventually you'll find out that when you're about to code, sit and code without anything, with just Stack Overflow with you,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, you'll be messed up, because then
Yeah.
you'll be like, I don't know what's happening.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
ChatGPT, or just imagine having no large language model for the
Hmm. Hmm.
entire year, and see how your life goes. If you're still
Right. Right.
if you're
Hmm.
still working, or if you still have that job,
Hmm. Hmm.
congratulations, you're on the right path.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's where I would like to say. And for me, um, my pace has gone a bit slow.
Okay.
I've stopped inventing, but yeah, that's where I'm working on right now, is the framework,
Hmm. Hmm.
because I think all of what things I have done
Hmm. Hmm.
might still lack frameworks of ethics.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
now I would like to revisit everything and rebuild again with the frameworks I have invented again. So I
Nice. Hmm.
think that's the next step.
Great. 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 And thanks a lot for accepting this invite, coming up here and sharing your
No worries, man.
yeah all
Just
experiences.
just keep having me whenever you want. And um, looking forward for more of these conversations. Thank you for having me. And let's bring technology forward.
Sure. 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 Yes. Most welcome.
And
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.